mostly about the storm and how fast the storm is. And the other thing that I don't really like about the map is that there's like not many or like barely any landmarks, and they're just focusing on the locations. But I get the why, because I'm so fast paced, although I won't really mix them to that many landmarks because the map goes that way. Also the second one goes around the middle area most likely. But I'm not gonna lie, this map literally looks outstanding. Like,
okay, when we come in the park, we then pay the money there, so, or if you don't pay,
like how
you come right there already.
Like, I don't know if they put this crossing
then you
because if they
come to your left,
I feel lacks in this map is the mobility, but I know there's a lot of different like power-ups and that. It came the team you want to be.
Alright, when you come in after you don't pay the money, you turn to the left, you go park. Then you go in the bigger park.
Then we reviewed about a 7.5 out of 10. Now, the reason why I got in the reason why I did it this high, because how like well the visuals, you know, it's very fast paced.
They don't so like when they have window tinting.
It's like really fun to play with.
And we see about
everyone's got different abilities.
Yeah.
Playing about is the lack of landmarks.
But to your left, you know, I have to get the middle part, you will see part about key.
Well, pretty much finish off this video.
Yeah, sign.
I'm going to watch it, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to, you can bring your bones to the Fortnite.
Alright, what's up YouTube, it's your boy KKOS TV. We're back with another video. If you're from my school, stop watching right now. In today's video, we'll be reviewing Nora Night, the mini BRs that all y'all like. Let's get straight into it. Since it's as close as it can be to being a chapter 3 copy, I'm gonna be very harsh on this review that I'm doing. Just so y'all know before y'all get mad in the comments like all the other videos. And with that, I also want to make it a good video for y'all. So here's a table of contents, I guess, on screen right now of what I'm going to be reviewing and how it is out of 10. Starting off with POIs, all of them are basically a Fortnite copy. And if you didn't notice on the mini-map, all the POIs are trying to be in the same area as the Fortnite map, so this is going to take points off. And overall, all the POIs are just Fortnite style instead of its own unique style, which is going to put the rating down even more. The detail in the POIs are still pretty good, but since it's trying to be like Fortnite, for me, I'm put at 5 out of 10. Now for nature and terrain. These are the two things most of the people are happy about, specifically the terrain, and they really like in this map. My honest opinion is alright, but it's not as good as my map or other maps' terrain. Simply for that, I'm gonna put it at a 6 out of 10 for both. So the overall rating goes, this map is a 6. This map would be higher if it was for the fact that it wasn't a Fortnite copy specifically, or near a Fortnite copy. And if it had its own unique stuff, it'd definitely be way better. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Also, join my Discord server. My VR map that I'm working on right now is real.
Hello everyone, I'm back, and today we'll be reviewing the Storm Zone Battle Royale made by Jackass. We'll be going over some of the POIs, and the map's good. First thing I've noticed is that you cannot even run, like fully run, and you can't even jump over buildings. And I already see a unoriginal building. We got a lucky landing style location that's pretty cool. We also have foot crashes as a vehicle. This building looks very familiar. Also a landmark that's been like remade in this map. This is most likely a prefab front now. It looks like almost identical, but it's just made the walls like they caught here, and also like there's no like ceiling, so you can just see the shot here. I don't know if it's just me, but it still looks really empty. Like it looks like an unfinished map. Physics. Oh, I just realised there's also a location that's just been remade into a location that's not meant to look like a prefab, but this is another Fortnite building that is just remade into like one that it doesn't look like a prefab anymore. I'm not too sure how this is possible. Do not tell me it's not a prefab, but it's been built into a different one. You already know this is from the factories, but it's made it like a Spillex kind of location. You can just tell from here, you can tell that it's prefab that's attached to a Spillex building. This is quite a cool little Halloween location, even though it's November now. So in this area we've got something that looks like another stone location, maybe it's not. And then we got the trucks that are named the Speaker, getting remade. And we also have a junction location right here, called Cargo Corner. And it looks like it's also a like the spin-off of the Crates location that was in Chapter 1. And once again, we have another steamy step place for you ride. That's literally in like, every map that is made by Jackers. And I'm pretty sure I see a Lazy Links kind of building. I see a Lazy Links building there. Okay, this is a Lazy Links POI. I think Jackers just give up now and just put another Lazy Links prefab down. But it's like remade into a Chapter 3 kind of style. Pretty much identical to the Chapter 1 version, but it's just that the building's like remastered kinda. This building, it's upstairs. Like the little golf like courses, like areas it made with different grass. And terrain imperfections. Looks of it, we've got another prefab that's been turned into this. Been turned into an original building. A little secret bunker area here. This area's pretty cool. We have a farm style location here with a barn and some like watchtower. Pretty cool. Oh, do not even tell me. Please. Oh, do I have to say it again? This is another prefab style Chapter 3 location. Like every area now has a Chapter 3 prefab. You use the like mushrooms that give you shield when you jump on. Use different terrain techniques and put like rocks in the terrain to make it more unique. So I've gone across basically the whole map and I see another loot lake and I see that bridge again. So if I was going to review the map, it has to be 4 out of 10, and the reason why is because I'm pretty sure every location is not unique at all. Literally, there's a prefab like built into Chapter 3 prefab. There's like a remade Chapter 1 location, and basically every location has at least 1 or 2 prefabs, and it's just not unique. Only locations that aren't unique at all. It's a all based things I've shot Fortnite already, so we've got like Lucky Landing, cities, farms, all that stuff. And I don't think there's any uniqueness, and there's no mechanics. The loot pool, maybe okay, but that's pretty much it. I just wish Jackers put more time into the locations and just put down prefabs and then build into them to make it look like they're not a prefab. It's just no effort, and I'm pretty sure he's made over 3 battle royales in the last like couple of months, and I'm not too sure how that's possible, but yeah, thanks for watching, I'll see you later.
Today we are going to be taking a tour of my brand new map that just released. It's called Planet Ikara. It's a battle royale map. I spent so much time into this map. It's unbelievable. Now I'm sure some of you are wondering how to actually pronounce the name of the map, and in reality I don't even think there's a proper way to pronounce it. I say Ikara, but I've heard Ikara, I've heard Ikara. There's no proper way to say it, okay? I just kind of thought it sounded cool. But without further ado, let's just jump into the actual game. Now, I'm actually going to be playing in, like the real game. Simply because of the fact that I have a bunch of mutator zones around the map. And you know, it'd be kind of weird to give a tour with all these mutator zones preventing you from breaking terrain. Oh, yeah, that's why we're in the actual game. So we're gonna have to like reset because of the storm. But whatever, it's fine. Starting off with the first biome, we have the volcanic jungle biome. And there is 2 POIs in this biome. First off, we have Gnome Grove. Now, I know this name is awful, but I suck at coming up with names anyway. It really doesn't... it doesn't come off the tongue well, if you know what I mean. The name just doesn't really flow. But yeah, we have Gnome Grove. And, yeah, nothing really else to say about it. It's just a bunch of houses. And there's gnomes here. This is one of my favorite parts right here. We have a gnome and whatever this is. I know it's from a hospital. I don't know what it's called, but I thought that was funny for some reason. Something even better in this point of interest is back here. There's the almighty money gnome. He has so much money, dude. He has stacks of cash. But yeah, another thing to note here is that there's slurp barrels, so you know, get shield, I guess. Honestly, not the most exciting POI, but still, I think it's pretty cool. Moving on to the west now, we have a bunch of teepees, or, you know, tents. But one notable thing about landmarks in this map is that there is actually gold lying around at landmarks. I wanted there to be a way for players to get gold, even, you know, without eliminating other players, so this is my solution. You're not going to get a lot of gold, but you're going to get some. Moving further on to the west, we have some of these Easter Island heads. I don't know why they're here, I just thought they kind of looked cool. But the main event over here, obviously, is these pyramids now. These pyramids are very special. Notice how I'm going to be standing on the big pyramid, okay? And there's a portal down there, so I'm going to jump down the big pyramid into the portal. And now I come out of the small pyramid. Yes, there is portals in this map, and yeah, they all lead to separate pyramids, which I think is pretty cool. I tried to add a lot of unique mechanics, and I think I succeeded. There's a good 4, I believe, POIs with unique mechanics like this. As we move out of the jungle to the grasslands over here, we have what I consider the tilted towers of this map, basically. So we have 2 large buildings. Both of them are apartments. All the apartments look very similar. But one thing about this place that I just love, if I break through here, in the bathroom of some of these apartments, some weird stuff is happening. Like a bunch of mini toilet papers right here. And as you can see in this apartment, there is a ginormous toilet paper behind the door. One notable thing about this area is that there is a vault. So for the very low price of just 50 gold, you can disable these lasers. A little bit of buttons right now. Whatever. You can go in here and there's a lot of loot, basically. It isn't really like special loot, it's just kind of extra chests for you to get, basically. Moving on this way, there's a little underpass here. Obviously it's a landmark, so there's gold. And we move over to the best looking spot, or one of the best looking spots on the entire map. I love this area, I love how it looks, I love the overall vibe. You kind of just get captured within the biome over here in this area. And as you make your way up the path, there's an item spinner, which you can spin, and it spins items. I don't know. As you can see, I'm very lucky. Now, there are some smaller points of interest, like these gnome houses, which is basically just an extension of the gnome houses that way. They're basically the same, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, these are there. They do have gold inside of them. I'm not going to be covering all of those tiny places, but just know that they are there. Alrighty, so we are back in game. And the next point of interest that I'd like to talk about is down here. We have the crashed ship. Yeah, I mean, it's not a very big point of interest. Contrary to what you may believe, there is actually a lot of mats here, right? So if you break these rocks, these are actually like full-sized rocks just shrunk down. So, I mean, there is a lot of materials here. as you can see, I'm already almost at 300 brick. So, trust me, there's a lot of materials here, even though it doesn't look like it. The only thing about this point of interest is that it's very open, worth landing here anyway, honestly, but it's still viable in my opinion, just not the best place to land. Moving over to the west of whatever this biome is, I don't know, it looks like Mars or something, but without the red and orange. We have cheap knockoff Bonkers Boneyard from the last map. If you play my previous map, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, there's some gold and there's a few chests over there. Moving on to the second point of interest of this biome, and that is Flawed Foundation. And this is basically a abandoned old factory, because the whole idea with this map is that there's a lot of abandoned buildings, there's a lot of just
I'm gonna have Jamie
destroyed stuff. Really, they crashed on an alien planet with a society that is just falling apart. Basically, that's the whole theme of this map. So as you can see here, the factory is already abandoned, but a piece of the ship went and crashed down here and basically destroyed this part of the factory. I don't know, I thought that was a nice little detail. There's a lot of secrets in this point of interest. One notable one is if you can get through the door. In this building over here, in the farmost east side of the factory, you go through these steps here and destroy these wooden crates. You get the blue house to live in, which is obviously a reference to the gnomes. But yeah, I'm not gonna cover this point of interest anymore. So let's just move on to the organization over here in the coral biome. The whole theme for this point of interest is mixing futuristic and old, right? So basically you have the future side over here, and you have these just really worn down old buildings that are really abandoned. So the whole idea is that the organization landed there, and the survivors found this old abandoned town over here, and they basically just transformed it into their home. That's the whole idea. And the interesting mechanic about this point of interest right here is that there are lasers you can disable down here and get to big vaults with extra chests in it. Moving on to the most scenic point of interest in the entire map, you just walk through this little cavern underpass area, and you're just greeted with the fountain over there. And I think it's just amazing. Welcome to Sad Spikes. I don't know why the spikes are sad, but there is spikes, so that's pretty cool. And trust me, do not sleep on this point of interest, okay? This point of interest has the best thing you can possibly spend your gold on this map, okay? Don't look at these small buildings over here and just think to yourself that because they are small buildings means that it's not a good POI. Trust me, it is. If you go over to this fountain, you can throw some gold in there, and once you do that, this little sequence will play. And you will get a almost guaranteed gold weapon. Now there is a chance you would get a rusty can, I think. It might be a lump of coal, I don't know. But there is a chance of you to not get your gold's worth, but trust me, the likelihood of you getting a gold weapon greatly outweighs the likelihood of you just, not getting anything good at all. Basically, take the gamble. It's in your favor here. This is the best thing to spend your gold on the entire map. I got a gold pump again. So, trust me, this is the best spot ever. Anyway, moving on to the last point of interest, we have vibrant vegetables. If you told me that I would be making a map with a garden point of interest in a snow biome that's filled with corals, I think you'd be lying. But, here we are. I kind of figured, it's an alien planet, so I'm gonna make a farm point of interest in the snow biome. It makes a lot of sense, I know, but, it's an alien planet. I mean, there's not a lot to say about here. Except for the fact that these are not corals, these are indeed vegetables. Okay, they're not coral, they are vegetables. Now there is two buildings in this point of interest. We have the clock tower, and with the clock clock tower building, they sell the purple vegetables, and then we have this building over here, and they sell the orange ones. And there's a little bit of a spill right here happening. But with that, I think that we covered the entire map. Yeah, okay, I do think we did cover the entire map. So, if you enjoyed this video at all, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you're feeling generous, please consider also using my code in the item shop. And yeah, I think that's gonna have to be it for this video. Goodbye. Back another episode of the survival series where I construct a survival map completely from scratch. Now, a while back after I constructed this cave system, I did say that I didn't really want to rework the whole thing, but I reworked the whole thing. The old rocks just looked kind of bad compared to the new ones, and you know, you want everything to be pretty much up to date when you build creative maps, so I redid the whole cave system. Looks a lot better. So on the agenda for today is, honestly, I'm going to do this area over here. Shouldn't take that long. It's not a very complex area. These are going to be the silver caves, so it'll be just like the crystal caves, but
it's not loud.
Now the reason why there's so many branches paths is because
Gosh, going down
by rubble. And in order to get the silver that's behind all the rubble, you're going to have to get blast powder and blow it up. I don't know, I think it's a pretty cool mechanic. I also have to add all the crystals in the new reworked big room over here. As you can see, only the big main crystal is here right now. I need to fill up the rest of the room. One other thing that is also new with this map is down here we have the spawning room. So this is where you're going to spawn. You can see the area over there. That's my YouTube logo. Obviously, use creator code CHOPPYREX for the item shop if you want to support me with the creation of this massive map that I'm making. And here we go. We have the new game button and the load game button. Both of these work, by the way. So, you know, if we actually go in here and say, I don't know, start a new game. If I want to start a new game, you will step through the portal. And there we go. We're at the tutorial. But without further ado, let's start with building these caves over here. So when I build these caves, honestly, I just kind of freehand it. I don't really, I don't put too much thought into it. Really, I just place down a bunch of rocks, rotate them a little bit, and see what works. So for this little bend here, I'm probably just going to do something like this, where I put that rock facing that way. In between, I can put like this there. That can go there. I can tilt this that way to make a different looking wall. Now because that looks kind of flat, I'm going to put that there. And then, yeah, it's just repeating that over and over again until we're done with all the walls. So what I'm actually going to do is go into a little time lapse, and then I'll meet you guys back when I'm done with building all the walls, and then we'll add the roof on here. So I have made all the walls of this cave, and now I'm just going to make the roof of the cave. So I've been doing that with this piece right here. So all I'm really going to do is from the inside of the cave, I'm going to alter the roof based on how I want it to look, right? Obviously, I mean, it sounds pretty obvious. But yeah, that's all I'm really doing. Just taking this, boom, I see a little imperfection over here, so I'm going to cover that up with the rock. And yeah, I'm just going to follow the cave like this until the whole thing is covered. So yeah. Okay, so now that I have placed all of the roof onto the cave, Now, our only job left is to place all these crystals all over the place. So that includes this big room here and the caves we just built. So all I'm going to do is place down crystals here and there, step back, see how they look, especially in this room right here. I feel like it's really important to get the positioning of the crystals right in order to not block the big centerpiece in the middle of the room. Okay, so there are the crystals for the right side of the room on the ceiling at least. Now let's put some in the walls. Okay, I think that's going to be it for all the crystals in this room. Actually, never mind. I'm going to add a couple more down here. It's kind of empty over here. Now we've got to add all the pretty lights to them, so let's go do that. So after placing all the lights down, this is the final result of our cave here. I think it looks absolutely incredible, just like the last design. It's just that this one looks a lot better because it's using these new rocks. Now before we put the crystals into the other part of the cave system, please consider subscribing to my channel. Lately my upload schedule has been all over the place, but if you're interested in content like this, I am not done with this series. And I won't be probably until next year. So if you're interested in seeing more of this, consider subscribing. It will help me out a lot.
Gone.
I don't have too many over here as to save memory, but we still need them. So yeah, I'm gonna put some here and there. Maybe one here. Look good. Actually, I think what would be pretty cool is to have another crystal that's like kind of connected over there. Oh, I always think this looks pretty interesting. Okay, so I've placed down all the crystals I want in this area, so now I'm gonna go put the light device on it again. I think you guys get the gist, and there we are. That is this whole section of the cave system completely done. So if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and liking. It'll help out the channel a lot. And if you haven't seen the rest of the series, consider watching this video right here, which depicts the old cave system that I completely reworked. That's about it. See.
I've seen a couple of posts lately where behaviorists or pet dog trainers are claiming that Malinois are easy to train. And of course we're going to talk about it because I'm all about it.
I'm in the early stages of building a survival game at Fortnite created every week, hopefully. I will be documenting the building process in the form of uploading another episode in this series. The game will include crafting, building, abilities, resource gathering. Basically, it's a pretty big project, and I can't wait to have you along the journey with me. So, let's get started. Alrighty, welcome to, the survival map. I mean, it's not much right now, but I have a bunch of, like tests and stuff over here. I'm just testing some stuff out with the cube monsters, all the rocks and stuff. I've been doing a lot. I've been doing a lot off camera. Also, welcome to the first episode of this series. I'm gonna try and do these at least like once a week, along with like an update video if there's an update or something else. But the goal of this map, you're gonna build a workshop, and using materials with that workshop, you're going to build a rocket to travel to the moon. On the moon, you can get this special armor that you're going to use to go into the poisonous biome. Here's the map on screen right now. This dark green area is the poisonous biome, and this entire map is my plans. Well, I mean, for the map, it's not that hard to understand. Because that armor is the only armor to go in the poison biome, you're not going to be getting the sunbeam crystals, I think they're called, right? Yeah, sunbeam crystals without the armor, because you'll die if you don't go in there without it. And I mean, yeah, it's not really, there's not really a story behind it. It's just some cool progression. I don't know. It sounds pretty awesome. I mean, when you play Minecraft, I mean, there's no story to that. You just kind of go places. So if I start the game, I've already made some mechanics for gathering resources, right? So I can come up to this and gather plants. Look at my inventory. There we go. There's the plants. And yeah, I can just go and pick up all these plants, and they'll disappear using the new property device, which is amazing. I love that thing. Because I have these all set on timers, they will actually respawn in, I think, 5 minutes. So how I'm handling trees in this is you can only really chop down these birch trees because, one, they stand out, they look orange, and they're also white with the stripes on them. So they're pretty easy to spot. I don't know why I said one. That's the only reason. I don't know why I said one. But yeah, with things like birch trees, you go with your pickaxe, and then you just chop them. And as you can see, I am gaining wood. And these things will also come back as well. I don't think this really hinders performance with the timers, which is surprising to me, but I really hope it does. Moving on over here, we have all of the like concept biomes I made. I mean, really, they're not concepts, but they're like mini versions of the biome. So over here, I have a bunch of ore concepts, right? So some of these I had to get pretty creative because some of these there's not like rocks that really resemble them. So silver ore is going to be using this part from the crashed abductor gallery.
Alright, okay. Yeah.
The crashed abductor gallery, or whatever it's called. I don't know, yeah, I think it looks pretty decent. Also, these little, like, rare things, 3 per world, I don't know how true that's gonna be, so don't judge based off that. Now we have some of these, you know, we got coal, rough ores, maybe quartz. But this copper ore over here, I use this thing, I think it's from the new Sanctuary galleries, actually. I use this thing, and honestly, it looks pretty good, you know? It doesn't look half bad. I did the same thing for the sunbeam crystals over here. You know, it looks pretty good. I also added a little bit of glow to them with the light device, and it looks pretty cool. Now, over here, the shadow shard crystals, I'm using the black glass gallery, right? They're probably going to look like this in the map. I don't know, it looks cooler than just using these. I'm not sure, you know, I'm still not sure. Moving on, we have the Crystal Caves biome, so this is going to be one of the cave biomes, obviously. And I don't know, I think it looks pretty cool. We have the light device being used again to make them kind of glow. And these are just from the ice gallery, if you were curious. Now, one thing I'm going to have is water kind of just like on the ground in some places, because I think it looks pretty good. Over here is the toxic biome. And it has these toxic vents that are shooting out this poisonous gas, and again, you're going to need that armor to get through here. I mean, there's not really much to say. It's using the new Sanctuary galleries, which is pretty cool. But I think the entire map is going to be using those new pieces, because they're really good. I love them. Oh yeah, and these swamp trees too, so it's pretty cool. Now, I didn't make out the cave variant of this biome, but it's pretty much going to be the same thing, except it's going to have vines instead of trees. So it's going to have, like, big vines hanging from the ceiling. I don't know, it's going to look pretty cool. And finally, we have the lava caves. Now, these are pretty generic, honestly, but we need to save memory here. You know, we need to have some budget cuts, you know? Stalactites and stalagmites, they're going to be hanging from the ceiling and floor, and obviously, this lava here. Now, all of these biomes are going to have specific ores in them. So, copper and silver are going to only spawn in the lava biome. The sunbeam crystals are only going to spawn in the underground poisonous area. And coal and rough ore are going to spawn where the crystals are. Who knows, maybe I think the crystals are going to be a kind of mix between all the biomes in terms of how much ore you can find. So it might have more rough ore and coal than all the other ores, but there's still like 1 or 2 pieces of copper in there or something. Then, over here, we have the normal jungle biome. Haven't really made a normal biome in a while, you know, like one you see on Earth, so this is kind of refreshing. And finally, up here, we have the beginnings of the map. So, through this cave, you're going to have your basically main base. Your main base is going to be over here. This kind of empty space is where your rocket's going to be. So, I mean, if you couldn't tell, I kind of have this all figured out. It's pretty cool. It's going to be really awesome. But one thing I want to finish today is kind of the main terrain around this area, because I'd like to get something done today. I'm not just going to be rambling the whole time. I'm going to be reading some suggestions you guys made on what I should add to this map, because I did tell you that I'm going to be building it. So, I'm going to pull that up right now. Star World 29 suggested a bunch of stuff to me, and one of the things that they said was to add like a day and night cycle. I don't think I'm going to add a day and night cycle, or at least ones where like monsters come out at night. But one of the things they did suggest was a weather system, and honestly, that sounds pretty cool to me. I think a weather system would be pretty unique. Maybe we could have monsters only drop certain items when it's raining or something. I don't know. That sounds really cool.
cool. Another thing they suggested was abilities, and I was actually planning on adding abilities anyway. You know, like abilities with the remote device. So to answer your question, yes, that is going to be coming to the game. Another thing they suggested was a PvP arena, so, you know, like you could fight other players. This map isn't going to be a PvP map. It's not going to be like Rust or any of those games. I'm essentially building an adventure map, you know. Also, that's looking pretty cool. So yeah, and if you guys ever leave suggestions in the comments, please keep that in mind. In order to preserve memory, I'm increasing the sizes of some of these pieces because we don't need to use 3 pieces when we could just use 2, you know? Now, Llama Man suggested that it'd be cool if the map took place on a real planet or moon. Now, honestly, that does sound cool, but that's not really what I'm going for. Maybe I could make another survival map after this. That's pretty awesome. Also, I've totally placed this wrong. I don't know how I ended up doing that, but I did that. One thing I did say earlier is that you are going to be able to go to the moon in this map, so maybe the moon could be inspired by a real planet or something. But yeah, that is an awesome idea. I'd love to see someone make that. That sounds really cool. Crazy Critter suggested trading. Now, that would be pretty awesome if I had like a village somewhere and you could trade with people. That's like an afterthought. Maybe if I have more room later when building the map, I will add it. But as of right now, I don't really have any plans to. But yeah, I will certainly consider it if I have more memory. So I totally messed this up. Oh my gosh. Now, I don't like how this is like still kind of centered. So I'm just gonna take this and move it. Yeah, there we go. That works. So I think I'm going to leave this episode at that. Now remember, I am going to be doing a lot of this off camera, you know? Like, it's not going to be me totally recording all the time. In fact, I'm probably going to come back in the next episode, and, like, this whole thing is probably going to be decorated, you know? Like, I don't know. But that's going to have to be it for this video. So if you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. You could also use my supporter creator code in the item shop. It's the best way to support me, by the way. And yeah, I think that's about it. See ya. Although I think hunger is an annoying mechanic, you can't really have a survival game without it. And you guys seem to agree with me. So, you know, let's go build it. Alrighty, so to make this hunger mechanic, I am going to, first of all, I'm going to have soup or like beans or something. I don't know. I'm going to have a canned food generator at the base that you're going to have to repair to get up working again. And this is going to be your main source of food at the base. But I don't know, this sounds pretty funny, so I'm doing it. For this mechanic, I know for a fact that we're going to have trackers. It's a necessity for it. Obviously, we're going to need a button, and we are going to need a prop manipulator. I'm not going to go too in-depth for this mechanic, because it's actually pretty complicated, but I've been playing the game for so long, it's not too bad. I don't think. So right now I have this button, and when you press it, it's going to use the prop manipulator to hide the bean can, and I have this timer that activates when you press the button, and that's basically just go.
How to make a loot in Fortnite pool.
Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video of my channel. And today I'm going to show you guys a tutorial because some of you have been asking it, how to make your custom chest, your custom loot pool, make it random. And there's actually 2 ways to do it. The first way, and probably the most easiest way, is with the normal chest and using the tracker. And then I'm going to show you the other way, the way I do it in my VR map. But before we start, please like and subscribe and consider using my creator code Junior. I put which like gallery they are in. So if you want, just pause the video and get this type of chest. It'll be right here. There should be something on the screen where you can skip the video to get where the tutorial starts. So I'm just gonna go through this.
You guys asked for it, and I'm creating it. Guys, in this video, I'm going to be creating a custom loot pool from scratch using custom chests. So you get that wonderful, wonderful chest noise as you approach them, which we love, right? We don't want to not be able to hear these chests as we're looking for loot. So guys, I'm going to show you how to grab a chest with custom loot, as you see right there, and I'm going to show you how to do everything from scratch. So here we go, let's get started. Guys, make sure to hit that like button, and if you think I'm doing a good job, hit the subscribe button. You can always unsubscribe later. Let's get into the video. One thing I want to show you before we get started is once you've created your custom loot pool, it doesn't matter how many chests you put down. Those chests will completely be changeable by the 4 other devices we're going to be using, which means you don't have to go back and erase chests later on. But if you notice, I just put 4 down, and each of them are giving me random loot. So once you set this up, you can just start spawning chests all over your map, and it's going to work perfectly. So I just want to give you that peace of mind. Alright, I want to head over to devices and grab the tracker device. We're going to place that tracker device down. And what I want you to do is, once you place it down, we're going to go through the settings that you need to set up to make sure this works perfectly. So I already went through all of these, but anything with an asterisk on the left, I changed. So snap the track, chest open, target value 1. You're going to make sure that's 1, but everything here that you're seeing, no changes. We're going to place that tracker device down. And what I want you to do is, once you place it down, we're going to go through the settings that you need to set up to make sure this works perfectly. So I already went through. These, but anything with an asterisk on the left, I changed. So snap the track, chest open, target value 1. I want to make sure it's at the 1, but everything here that you're seeing, no changes are here because you can see there's no asterisk off to the left. So we can skip all of this. Then show on HUD is no. You don't want to show it on HUD here because you don't want them to tracking. Show progress, no. We don't want to show any kind of progress or ceremony at the end of winning, right? Because we're not using the tracker in a traditional sense. Player eliminations count, no. We don't want to have to track or screw up any other trackers. Assign when receiving from, we're going to change that to channel 1 because that's the channel I have free. So, you want to make sure these 3 things are changed. To an open channel. Reset progress when receiving from channel 1, so they're all going to be set to the same channel. When complete, transmit on channel. So what is this doing? All 3 of these are talking to each other. So what are we doing here? We're assigning the loot to you. We're resetting the progress so that every time you use the tracker, it resets itself back to 1. So you can keep using it over and over again. So your custom loot pool treats each chest as one item. I hope that makes sense. Alright, so let's go. So in the devices tab, you're going to go ahead and grab an item brand. You're going to grab that item brand. Put down what's involved for you. Stuff that we want into those item granders so we can get the cool loot that we want before we do anything else. So this is the fun part, guys. We get to go to the item grander, the first one here. Go to weapons, you get to choose every weapon you want in your VR map. It could be a VR map, a gun game, whatever.
What did he get you? On. Okay, that's a little more, man. I like this place. I heard about that. Okay. Like Shana, take on. Yes. Right at the base. Alright, everything well on TV.
You can choose every single rarity.
How is partner there?
Alright, so you can choose legendary. You can choose
how we can. So we walk out the road and just drop me down the road there.
legendary.
the car not even done, you know, get the pass. Then I know they're not bringing pass yet. So, tomorrow we have to go carry back.
Getting a better gun is hard.
That hear me?
More uncommon weapons and more common weapons. Legendary weapons.
Alright, me I walk out of the here.
Maybe that's the game mode. So, you know,
you hear me?
Your map, but I'm just letting you know what I'm doing. Now, in this one, guys, we're going to go ahead and do
Chana?
consumables. So go through your
Chana?
consumables for the second.
Oi. I want to know. Yes, you not hear me? Hello? Chana.
Number is calling.
Chana? Baby, you hear me now? Say, I did that call me and say, me and make one of our calls to your grandma. Me nearly dead. And guess what? He's not even done yet, cause you did send it to, you know. And me send it to. And he said, wait, I don't send it to Akshana, I did send it to. And guess what? The whole stop not even there yet. Cause he said, he ain't go where we want to do the whole stop. So me say, $500,000, Derek? That I be just fee. Eh? Shana, me not even about Derek and Derek I didn't try to miss it. Cause the whole stop no in it and the material no in it. Right, me nearly there, that's why we call it so much time. Yes. Right. $500,000. Eh? You just smoke. Eh? The 2 week gone yet? We don't know.
You know, item grantor and choose what you want in there. It's tough flashes.
We don't.
Times that way the person gets it one. You know, put in what you want. Put a med kit in. Put in any kind of consumable. It doesn't even have to be health. Maybe you want to put in something else, right? Or something like that. But put in anything that consumables into this.
So now what you must say, it can reach about in our cost 600,000. After I talk about the roof kid. Because you know women didn't want to, that's why I don't put the roof in there yet. They say, oh, they say, that's all we can say.
I'll show you the settings in just a moment. But right now we're doing fun.
No, you know this
variation. Alright, we're going to go into the settings of the item grantor. This is going to be the first two guns in it, and one so the aspects I've already changed. We're going to change it to a transaction.
No, there is that happening. How when tell you this one, he said 404. We say, Derek. We said, Derek, we see the figure.
It's just saying, hey, once you've gone through the cycle, keep wrapping through it, don't give up. Cycled a random item when receiving from channel, and we're going to choose one. I just had 500 because that's how it is on my current map. Change it to 1 because that's how it is set up on this map. So we haven't set the channel 1, which is great. So we're going to do that exact same setup for our consumables as well. So that is just saying, hey, once you've gone through the cycle, keep wrapping through it, don't give up. Cycled a random item when receiving from channel, and we're going to choose 1. I just had 500 because that's how it is on my current map. This. Finally, for the third item grantor, we're going to go ahead and put 30 wood, 30 brick, 30 metal in there. And the reason we're doing that, Well, traditionally, when you open a chest, you get 30 brick, or you get 30 wood, or you get 30 metal, right? So this is going to choose one of the three every time. It's going to be amazing. Thanks in just a moment. But right now we're doing the fun part. Just go ahead and put those 3 different variations. All right, we're going to go over the settings for the item granter. This is going to apply to the first. So, guys, anything with an aspects I've already changed, we're going to change it. So on grant action, granter, this is going to, well, traditionally when you open a chest, you get 30 brick, or you get 30 wood, or you get 30 metal, right? So this is going to choose one of the three every time. It's going to be random every time. I'm going to show you those settings in just a moment. But right now we're doing the fun part. Three different variations in. Alright, we're going to go over the settings for the item granter. This is going to
You said I'm straight like you look bad enough for the movie.
So what you saying it like? Grant action, keep all. So that's the one thing you're going to change there on grant action, keep all. Otherwise, everything else pretty much remains the same on this menu. Cycle behavior, wrap. So that is just saying, hey, once you've gone through the cycle, keep wrapping through it, don't give up. Cycled a random item when receiving from the channel, and we're going to choose one. Right? I just had 500 because that's how it is on my current map. Change it to 1 because that's how it is set up on this map. So we have it set to channel 1. So we're going to do that exact same setup for consumables as well. So this is a great refresher course if you need it. But basically it's the same thing. Same exact thing. Okay, so we're going.
Oh, you're right, because I'm seeing this girl right here. She's putting on those with black. I don't know, which is the brown and black thing that always happens, like, I don't know, but I see one literally right here in front of me. If I had a brown, me say, if I say me, but I pick even more say, me understand, but me just me couldn't figure, me couldn't believe, so that's why me I can't think of anything. Me want him to tell me, the figure. No, sir. Me nearly dead. Can't he cut the roof in the cast in the video one to smooth off the roof or
So let's go through those now. Right, so I chose equip item to put.
okay, ask them, let them follow for the
Okay, so for grant actions, keep all. Equip granted item to for them. You can choose any item slot, just choose a slot that forces it into their inventory rather than dropping it on the ground. So when I open a chest, it will force it in their inventory. Obviously, wood doesn't go into an item slot, so that wood item just kind of forces it to equip. I just chose 4, but you can choose anything. Give extra ammo? No, right? I don't want my wood, brick, and metal to give ammo. Cycle behavior should still be on wrap. So those are the big changes, guys. Otherwise, you know, just the same.
Wait, I'm going to call out the door here for me.
Guys, that is it for these elements. Now we have to go ahead and create the chest to make this all work. Now, if you're lucky like me, I got a living chest that has nothing in it. And that's because it used to have something that's no longer in the game. But I think my chest has a mech in it. Obviously, mechs are not in the game. So when you open the chest, I have nothing without it. It's fortunate. Unfortunately, you may not have access to it. So choose something like 1 rocket. You know, put 1 rocket into the chest, a custom chest, just to create it. If you've never created it. Chest before. Let's go do that one more time, just so you see it. So kind of an instant replay here, but basically, guys, you're going to go ahead and choose that consumable of the rocket. And then once you've chosen that consumable, you'll see at the very bottom there, it says add to chest, hit X, or you're going to hit the corresponding controller button. So I'll hit X. And what that does is it makes it appear in the chest tab and hit A to create chest. So that's how I did that. And guys, that's pretty much it. Now that we've placed the chest down, we've created all of our item grantors, and we created the tracker. When we start the game, we should have a custom loop, which is amazing. What's great about this is, if you ever want to update your custom loop, all you have to do is replace the item grantors. So just create a new weapons item grantor or a new consumable item grantor, and you have yourself a fully custom loop. Guys, very simple to do. Hopefully this helps. Please let me do weapons item grantor or a new consumable item grantor, and you have yourself a fully custom loop. Guys, very simple to do. Hopefully this helped. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. If you like the videos. And guys, that's pretty much it. Now that we've placed the chest down, we've created all of our item grantors, and we created the tracker. When we start the game, we should have a custom loop, which is amazing. What's great about this is, if you ever want to update your custom loop, all you have to do is replace the item grantors. So just create a new weapons item grantor or a new consumable item grantor, and you have yourself a fully custom loop. Guys, very simple to do. Hopefully this helped. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. If you like the videos you see, please like and subscribe. Thank you guys for your continued support, and I hope you all have a great holiday. Take care.
What is going on, everybody? I am back with another video. It's been like a week or so, but school's been stupid, so trust me, when summer comes and I don't have to do school anymore, I'm gonna upload like 3 times a week. Trust me on that. But anyway, that's besides the point. Today might be a boring video, it might not be. It probably will be short because I'm just teaching you guys how to build a storm. You know, I have to say the annoying YouTuber stuff at first. Okay, trust me. Look, I'm not even joking. I actually get annoyed when people say this, okay? So, if this helps you at all, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I do stuff like this almost every week, at least once a week. So, if you want more of this, I mean, if you want to see epic builds like this, I mean, look how big this map is, then subscribe, you know? And you can also use my supporter creator code if you're feeling a little generous. And yeah, let's just move on with the video. Now look, you can always copy my settings for the storm, okay? Some maps are different. Look, okay, my map is freaking ginormous. Okay, this is a giant map, okay? I don't know how people make maps bigger than this, because I don't know. But this is my map. Map code will be in the description if you want to play it, but yeah, this is my map. My map is ginormous, so your storm settings might be different because your map might be smaller. I don't know, but the devices you're going to need, you probably already know this, but you know, just so if you don't know, is the Advanced Storm Controller and the Advanced Storm Beacon. Okay, now you're going to want to place these down. I already have them in my world. And I'm just going to explain what every setting does, because what I see a lot of people do is they don't actually, like, explain what they're doing, and I hate that so much. Most of the time they're just like, oh my god, copy these settings. No, I'm going to teach you how this works. So you want to start off by going into the Advanced Storm Beacon, okay? Now I'm going to go over every single one of these settings. You click at the top over here to all options, and here we go. Generate storm on start. This does what you think it does. It generates the storm on start. Now, if you want to be triggered by a channel or something, you turn this to off. You know, you do you. I don't know what your map is. Storm phases. For our case, we are selecting defaults. Or, you know, not for our case, but if you're making a mini VR, you're putting down default. Phase 1 radius. Now, this might confuse little people, okay? Because there's phase 1 radius, and then you have to make another phase 1. What phase 1 radius is saying is that how big is the surrounding circle going to start off as before it closes? So I have that 500 meters right here. So at the start of the game, the storm will be 500 meters. It surrounds my entire island. Okay? Some people might have a small island. You can get away with like 400 or 300. For me, I have it as 500. I actually might bump that down to 400. But yeah, delay time is the delay to form the phase 1 radius, this setting. So if I have it a delay at 30 seconds, the storm will generate immediately. It will wait 30 seconds and then generate. Now, unfinished behavior basically just tells the game what to do once it goes through all the storm beacons. We'll get to those later. It just tells the game what to do. If you're making a mini VR, you're going to want to have this at stay. Now we go down to balance radius. This